and Perry, go live to create. Da-na-na-na, Mac and Perry, invite you to stay.
Hello and welcome back to Tell Us Story Hives on location in Fort McMurray. We're on Treaty 8 territory, Métis Nation Region 17. I'm Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host,
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is
Lisa Smith Artworks.
Yes, thank you so much for taking the time and energy to meet with us, Lisa. We really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me.
And yeah, inviting us into your home studio. We've got your pieces behind us. It really sets the tone.
Thanks.
For folks watching, Lisa Smith is a self-taught Canadian visual artist based in Fort McMurray who creates highly realistic, as you can see, portraits of wildlife and also pets. Is that about accurate? Is there anything you'd add to that?
Oh, no, definitely more wildlife now than pets, but
For sure.
definitely started with pets.
Nice, that's awesome. We'll dive way more into that in your artistic practice, but our first segment here is just some fun icebreaker games, just to get to know you maybe outside of your artistic practice a little bit. So the first thing we have is some trivia. How are you with trivia typically?
As long as it's not math.
Okay, then we should be good. Nice. So I'll ask you a piece of Fort McMurray trivia. Fort McMurray is named after which of the following public figures? Was it A, Edward James McMurray, B, William McMurray, C, John McMurray, or D, Margaret McMurray? If you had to choose or guess, or do you know?
I can make a guess.
Yeah.
I would say C.
C is a solid guess. John McMurray, unfortunately not. John McMurray was a Canadian free skier, apparently.
Oh.
It was B, William McMurray. I didn't know there were so many McMurrays out there.
I did not either.
Yeah, learn something new every day. I'm going to pass it off to Michael. He's got another piece of Fort McMurray trivia for you.
all right, Lisa. I'm going to ask you an animal-based question because you like animals and pets and much more intuitive. You don't have to know anyone's names. I was looking into Fort McMurray and what had going on. And I found there's like a census that took place relatively recently, 2025.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, that's fun to look into a census and what's going on. And so I found that for the first time in 2025, they actually pulled how many animals people had. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
You
like
remember?
pets?
Yeah, pets.
Okay, yeah.
And so out of like, they said there's 100,000 people that live in Fort McMurray. How many pets were reported across the municipality? I rounded to the nearest 10,000.
So many.
Yeah. And so you can just pick A, B, C, or D. So
Okay.
if you think it's A at 100,000, that will have 10,000 pets. If you think it's B, 18,000 pets. C, 24,000 pets. Or D, 51,000 pets.
Oh, there's a lot of pets.
Right?
Let's go with B.
B, 18,000.
Yeah.
You're right.
Woohoo!
18,995. Yeah. And I thought it'd be fun to have some numbers as well. There were 11,000 dogs, rounding,
That's actually insane.
right? 6,000 cats, so more dogs than cats. 200 rodents and 18 horses. People reported horses as their
Yeah, we have
pets.
horse leases around here,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was fun. So, yeah, I think there's probably more pets than that, but 18,000, you got it right.
Woohoo!
Nice. And you're not the only one in the hot seat. We have prepared trivia for each other. So I'll let you rattle off the first one there on top,
Okay.
which is my trivia for Michael.
Okay.
And whenever you're ready.
All right. I currently have a piece available for sale called Predator's Poise, featuring a beautiful snow leopard. What nickname does the character Sean O'Connell reference for the elusive snow leopard in one of Daniel's favorite movies, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
Mitty. Yeah, you got it. Nice.
So what's
And
the
what are
name?
the-
Oh yeah, I guess this would be helpful to
I'm
give
just still
you.
clarifying what the name was.
Yeah, that's the question. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And so now A is the cold kitty, B the ghost cat, C the ferocious feline, and D the pale shadow.
I do remember this film. I want to say it's The Ghost Cat.
You are correct. You nailed it. Okay, so now it's your turn.
Yeah, this is Michael's trivia for me.
Okay, so my artistic practice revolves around wildlife painting. Michael often gets outdoors and sometimes sees wildlife on his travels. What was the last animal Michael saw? A sheep while hiking in Castle Wildland Provincial Park. B, a pronghorn while walking through a grassland south of Medicine Hat. C, a brown bear on the Goat Lake Trail of Waterton National Park. D, a rattlesnake while on a walk in the coulee near Lethbridge.
Those are all very
Is there
feasible.
rattlesnakes down
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Oh, that's a freak.
Yeah. And I know Michael loves to go for walks. I also know he loves to go for hikes. And Waterton's pretty close. The weather's getting better. I'm just going to go with Waterton.
Wrong.
Oh, what was it?
It was the pronghorn while walking through grassland south of Medicine Hat.
There you go.
That's actually kind of cool. That would be cool to see for sure.
And they're very fast. I wonder that they actually go under fences instead of over most of the
They
time.
don't jump
They do when they have to. They prefer to go under.
with their horns.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought. Don't they get stuck?
That would actually be kind of interesting to watch them do. Like,
Right.
like crawl under. Yeah, that's weird.
Like an optimal height for the wire is 18 inches. Like 18 inches is so low.
It's still very low. Yeah, for their horns that are very long.
That's lots of problems.
Nice. Learning so much today. The trivia. That's awesome. Nice. Our next little mini game that we have is called This or That. We'll just pick something out of the hat, see what we get, and see what our preferences are.
Okay.
I'll let you do the honors.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, did I
Whoa.
get it? Yeah. Let's twist it. Oh. Spotlight or spectator?
Spotlight or spectator. So if you had to choose one for yourself, I think for myself, I would usually, despite being a performer and an actor, I would actually go spectator. I'm a very observant person. I love just people watching and just
Definitely the same answer for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely would prefer watching
Yeah.
than being in front and performing.
Contrary to today, but no.
Yes.
Have you always been that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely behind the camera is definitely where I'm more comfortable at. Yeah.
I know. And how about you, Michael?
Wait, we can switch roles. You can be back here.
I would much be more comfortable back there than in here.
I would say actually spotlight. As an actor by training, I do actually prefer to be in the spotlight, and it's very fun and exciting. So spotlight for me.
Well,
Why
that's
not?
awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. We'll keep that out just so we don't
So
pick
don't
it
pull
again.
it again.
You got it. Okay, let's see what we get. This one is also crumpled. Truck or car? A very practical question. Truck or car?
Definitely a car.
Yeah.
Easier to park.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would probably go the same. I don't really have a need for a truck.
Yeah.
So I'm content with a car. Yeah. How about you, Michael?
Yeah, I would say generally a car. That's what I drive. Every so often, I borrow my dad's truck if I need to haul something.
To the dump.
To the dump or whatever. So usually try to drive my car.
Awesome. I'll let you do the honors.
All right. Let's see. Ask for forgiveness or permission?
Ooh, a deeper question here. Forgiveness or permission? Generally, I guess it depends on the context, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I think for myself, I would generally ask for permission, I think. Yeah, I think it depends on the context, though. So
I think I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely ask for permission.
yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't, in your youth, you weren't just like...
I always asked before I did
Oh, really?
anything. Oh,
Always?
yeah, when I
Nice.
was a kid,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Right on. Fair enough. How about you, Michael?
I'm gonna say ask for forgiveness. It's more interesting to be like, see if we can get away with something, and driving comes to mind. But anyway,
When you get pulled over.
give us
Sorry.
permission for driving.
Sorry, officer.
Nice. Awesome. We'll do maybe one or two more of these. See what we get. Sandcastles or snowmen?
Oh, sandcastles for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just because it's in warmth.
Warmth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that means you're by the water also. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. I imagine the winters are very long here, and you get
They
lots
are.
and lots of snow, I
They are.
imagine.
And it's not always sticky snow. It's
Oh,
cold, dry snow. So
Right.
it's not very often that it's packed.
can
snow.
make snowmen
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's super fair. I think for myself, I would also go. No, I'm gonna go with snowmen actually, because it's been so long since I've made one that I'm like I should do that. next winter, I guess, at this point.
It's sticky.
Yeah. How about you, Michael?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you on this one, Daniel. I'm gonna go with snowmen. I think, yeah, getting out in the winter time. I think a lot of people like stay inside in winter, and that's great. But I think it's fun to get out and experience winter
Fair.
for all of its amazingness, and it makes winter more tolerable and such. And a lot you can do in the winter, and so I think people don't maybe possibly appreciate the beauty of winter. So I'm gonna go
That's
with
true.
snowmen.
It is pretty. I'll give it that.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty.
Yeah. Awesome. We'll move swiftly along to our last game here. Tumbling Towers, as we like to call it, I guess, maybe.
Fancy me.
Yeah. So usually don't pick from the top three. You're more than welcome to poke around and see if there's a loose one like that.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll let you go first, and then we'll plop it on top.
Did you pop that one out so I can take that one?
Maybe
So
a
I
little
didn't
bit,
knock it
just
for
to
you?
help a little bit for the first one, and then and we'll just pop that on top. What number is it?
Oh, on top, yeah.
15?
That one was 15.
Nice. What do you miss most about being a child? What comes to mind that you maybe miss?
Just not so much responsibility.
Carefree.
Yeah, you just don't have so much to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of along similar lines. I think I played like lots of video games as a kid.
No.
No, you didn't?
No, I don't have the patience for
Oh,
video games.
that's fair. I did though, and I feel like I don't make that a priority, I guess, or have the same interest in it. But I remember enjoying those a lot as a kid. And
I played outside a lot when I was a kid. I grew up a lot in BC for a lot of my childhood, so we were outside all the time.
Nice. Yeah. How about you, Michael?
Yeah, I would say kind of like Lisa's a little bit, maybe a mix of the two. Yeah, I feel like as a child, like there's that lack of adult responsibilities. So like Saturday morning cartoons, like Saturday morning I'm gonna watch some cartoons.
Disney Channel.
Now it's like
Disney.
Saturday morning I'm gonna mow the lawn and I have to go run this errand and this and fix that, and so it's a little bit of carefreeness. Watching some cartoons.
Yeah, that one too. Yes.
Awesome. We'll see what we get here. I'm gonna go with 29 apparently. Who is an artist you could listen to on repeat? Is there a specific artist that comes to mind?
Music artist?
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Like, he's got so many good songs. You can never get tired of them.
Nice.
Or Eminem.
Or Eminem, yes.
So many different genres. I can
Maybe
listen
depends
to it
on the
all,
mood.
really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
depends on the
definitely
mood.
mood-based.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
super fair. One of the artists that comes to mind for me is Russ. He's an independent rapper, hip hop artist, and yeah, he has a massive catalog, so I could just like shuffle his music and
Know you're gonna like it.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Michael?
Yeah, I generally like folk music. That's my genre, I would say. And today I'm going to choose Ben Kaplan. He's a great folk kind of artist. He's got a very deep voice and great storyteller. And yeah, got a big beard too. That's nice. Ben Kaplan. Listen to him on repeat.
Awesome.
I'll let you pick another one. We'll get a couple more here. See if we topple it or not.
I'm gonna probably.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I got one.
There you go. Number 35.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. What was the last spontaneous thing you did? The last spontaneous thing
Does
you
this
did.
count?
We had a bit of planning and prep.
Well, I guess a little planning. Last spontaneous thing I did.
The thing that comes to mind for me would be, I mean, since we've been here, we've been on various little trips and walking through, the Birchwood trails a little bit, and just like trying new restaurants. And I was like, what do we want? And just, so that's probably the most recent spontaneous thing.
Well, I guess the most recent one, sort of along the same lines. I went for a walk with my girlfriend down Alliance Park, and we checked the river and just went for a walk. It's been forever since I've been in that park, actually, and it was so beautiful.
Yeah, we were there the other day.
It's beautiful. It's been forever since I've been there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What about you, Michael?
Yeah, last spontaneous thing I've done. Yeah, with the weather warming up, it's getting nicer. I'm kind of like wanting to go camping, and so I thought just like at like 8 o'clock at night one night on like a Wednesday or something. I'm like, we should go camping outside the city and see if I can find a spot. And I did, and it was great. And I just came back in the morning. It was like a little test run for camping. So
That's awesome.
totally spontaneous. Just felt like doing it. It was
We
good.
don't do that enough, I I don't think.
No?
Spontaneous stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything has to be planned. It's part of that responsibility thing,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. Nice. Did you pick that one?
Yes.
Okay, it's my turn.
I'm picking all the odd numbers, which is not my favorite numbers.
Oh, well, I'm getting the even ones, apparently. 30. What is your favorite place in the world? Is it Fort McMurray? Is that why you're here?
Oh,
favorite place in the world.
Place in the world. Well, I think growing up in BC and the mountains, that is pretty. That really comes to mind because there's just water and mountains and just animals. We have a lot of it here. There's a lot of beautiful scenery here also, but I think there's just something with being by the water. It's just peaceful. Yeah.
That's super fair. That's beautiful. How about you, Michael?
Yeah, similar answer, I would say. Yeah, growing up in Alberta, or close to the Rocky Mountains, and I went to like summer camp in the Crow's Nest Pass.
Yeah.
And yeah, really good memories of like going there, and it's not the Banff or the Jaspers, even the Waterton, really. It's like just a little bit different, and I have lots of good memories, so that always is one of my favorite places to be.
Good camping.
Nice. I think right now I would go with, I'll go with BC. I just remember going on one trip with my friends. We stayed like right near the lake, Okanagan, and just being right on the lake there was just awesome. And doing all the distillery, like wine distillery things, and just like, yeah, it was amazing. So right now, yeah, that's what I would go with.
So water.
Yeah.
By water is definitely the place to be.
Yeah. I'll let you do one more. I think we got one more in us.
Oh.
There you go. Another 30.
38.
38. When was the last time you were fully in the moment? The last time you were fully in the moment.
Oh, this is easy for me.
Yeah?
Fully in the moment was our daughter's graduation just a couple days ago. That was a moment we were definitely in all day.
Yeah. Tell me about that. What were your feelings during that?
So many mixed feelings. She's our baby. So it was sad, excited. Watching her walk across was kind of surreal. Like, where did the time go? It was pretty amazing day. Seeing her in her gown, and it was just incredible, actually.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I might throw it to you, Michael. How about you?
Yeah. I think the last time I was fully in the moment. I do rock climbing, and with that you have to be very mindful and present. And you're also like, you can't like check your phone or anything. So the last time I went rock climbing, I was just really in the zone, and you're focusing on how your body's moving, and you're outside, so it's connecting to nature. And I definitely was very present at that time.
I think for myself, last time I was fully in the moment, one of the first instances that comes to mind is just at my partner's place in the backyard with their dog running around, and it's just like beautiful weather. We got our coffee, it's in the morning, and just like sitting there together with just kind of that, serenity almost. And it's just like, this is a good moment.
Right? It's peaceful.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I think that's all the time we have for this first segment. So thank you so much. It's been wonderful getting to know you kind of outside of your practice a little bit.
Thanks. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, good. Yeah. This has been Tell a Story Hives on location in Fort McMurray. I'm Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host,
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is
Lisa, and I do wildlife art.
Yeah, you do. And we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Tell Us Story Hives on location in Fort McMurray. We're on Treaty 8 territory, Métis Nation Region 17. I'm Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host.
I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is...
Lisa.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time and energy in the icebreaker segment. It was awesome just to kind of get to know you and see your personality a bit. So,
Thanks, that was fun.
Yeah. This is your interview. And yeah, for the folks
pressure.
no pressure. But for the folks at home, Lisa Smith is a self-taught Canadian visual artist based in Fort McMurray who creates highly realistic portraits of wildlife. Yeah, and if we were to dive into things here, I think I usually like to wind back the clock and just, what was your first experience really engaging with art or creativity? What's the first thing you can remember around that?
The first thing I can remember was definitely when I was a kid. I would watch Disney movies and I would draw the animals that were in the movies. I just wanted to draw them all.
Yeah. Are there any specific examples that come to mind of your favorites?
Well, Oliver and Company, I drew all those dogs.
Okay, yeah.
And Lady and the Tramp. Pretty much whatever movie I seen with an animal, I was drawing it.
Yeah. And was that an encouraged thing from your folks or guardians? Or no?
It was just I always had crayons, always had it in my hand. And I guess looking back now, I could see maybe the realistic form that I was going to be creating started at an early age, because even coloring in a coloring book was always in the lines.
Right.
Coloring outside the lines felt wrong.
Right. It's like odd numbers almost.
Odd numbers? Yeah, definitely not a fan.
Yeah. No, right on. Yeah, that's awesome that you had that drive or pull towards that, I guess, at such a young age. That's awesome.
And it's always been animals.
That's interesting too.
Yeah.
Cool. And then what did that carry on throughout school, or?
Well, yeah, but with school, you kind of had to do what the teacher told you to do, which was okay because you tried different forms of art. I just had a really hard time having this project has to be done in 5 days, or it was just, I just wanted to do my own thing, and I would beg the teachers to take all my option classes to be art instead of accounting or whatever. Just let me do my art and
numbers.
Don't tell me what to do. Just let me do my own thing.
Yeah. Oh,
and I had some teachers that was really cool, that they kind of just let me explore and do what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I think that's super important to have that maybe autonomy, would you call it, at that age? Yeah. Nice. Yeah, and then so kind of started really young, drawing animals already, and maybe also quite realistic at that point. Carried on through school there. What would have been the next thing in your kind of artistic creative journey?
Well, it kind of actually had a pause, really, because raising a family, there just wasn't as much time, and then the more time I took away from the creativity, it just wasn't something I thought about doing again. But as the kids got older, I had more free time, and I started picking up a pencil again and trying to just doodling. And funny enough, the things that I started doodling again was Disney characters. And the family would say, oh, do this animal or do this one from this one. And then, so it's kind of funny how I started again, where it initially started back when I was a kid. And then from there, I had a friend ask me to do their pet. And then other people saw the pet and wanted the pet, and I started into pastels is really where I started with the pets and learning from other artists. And
Awesome. I feel like there's so much in there that we could dive into, and you had a long break, which we'll come back to, and then you came back to Disney animals. But before that, I think I'd just be curious, you grew up in BC, is that right?
I was born here.
Born here.
And then moved to Sherwood Park, and then Grand Prairie, and then spent my formative years, from grade 6 to 11, was in BC. So surrounded by wildlife and everywhere. Yeah, and
I'd just be curious, do you think that, were you taking a break at that point, or not yet? You were still maybe dabbling in drawing at that time?
Still dabbling. Well, yeah, because in school, I was always still drawing. If my dad took a trip, it was what animals did you see? How many of each animal did
Right.
you see? And you'd have to come home with a list on it. And
Yeah.
whether he really seen those animals, who knows? But
Oh, yeah. I can just imagine him like researching the like fun, like most intricate or interesting ones just
Yeah.
to give you. Yeah. Do you feel like that location, BC, played a role in like your
100%.
creativity?
Yeah. We lived right on the base of a mountain. So there was bears and deer and everything. Everything you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then so then like eventually at some point, it just naturally kind of took a break from your artistic practice there. And what was that like, sort of coming back to drawing?
Kind of weird because like I felt like, oh, do I even remember how to draw or what I'm doing? And it was like starting over again, really. And then it just kind of came back naturally and progressed as I progressed over the years.
And you had mentioned that when you came back, it was Disney characters again and animals. Was that like intentional, or was that?
I think so. I think because I had done it so much when I was younger, and it just was like my kids were into Disney, so it was like, oh, maybe I'll just start drawing this again, and then it just kind of progressed into other stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a way maybe to also just connect with your kids and your family, which was like perhaps like the biggest new thing in your life at that point, coming back to your practice there.
And they just pushed me like, you gotta do it, just do it.
Yeah, what's that like, having that sort of push and motivation from your family?
It's been probably the most important part of it, really, because I don't think I would have done it without their support and them saying, oh, my mom's an artist, because it wasn't something I would say.
Right.
But now I feel proud to say it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so when you came back to art, would that mark like the start of, like you had mentioned, like even on your website, I think, like the last 5 years?
Yeah.
Was that kind of the mark that started
it was
that?
really when I started taking in the commissions and starting off with the pets and like starting to get comfortable with feeling like it was good enough that somebody wanted what I was creating.
Yeah. And what was that like? You mentioned that you did your Disney characters, but then somebody asked you, do you remember who it was or what animal it was, the pet?
It was a cat.
It was a cat?
And it was like, my best friend wanted me to do her cat for her daughter. And it was scary to do it, just to be like, oh, this is somebody's pet. I don't know as if I don't do a very good job, but it kind of just, every time, it just made me get a little bit more comfortable and feel more confident in what I was producing for people, that they liked what I was doing.
Yeah. And do you remember their reaction to that piece?
Yes, they said it looked just like their cat.
Just like their cat. Nice. Yeah. And what did that mean to you, to kind of get that validation, I guess?
It meant a lot, because I think that was the best part of doing pet portraits, is actually just the reaction of them seeing their animal that is maybe passed or still here, but just that they have a piece of that animal, and then their reaction would be, it looks just like it. It just looks alive. I catch the soul of what their pet was.
Oh yeah, that sounds so meaningful. Yeah, and maybe addicting.
It's definitely addicting.
And I'm always interested. You mentioned like your daughters, your family would call you an artist. My mom's an artist, but maybe you didn't.
No, it was really embarrassing.
Right.
I don't even know why. It was so strange. Like when I was even just doing pets, people would be like, oh, what do you do? And I was like, I'm an artist. Like it just felt not natural to say, but I don't feel that way now. And I think a lot of that has come from my kids and my husband, and my friends, like just saying like, you are good at what you do, you should be proud of what you do. And so now I feel it.
And I'm gonna like push a little bit further there, just because I feel like that's like, many people deal with that, of like not having that confidence or to call themselves an artist. And so like, where do you think that came from, or what was getting in the way there?
Maybe comparing yourself to other artists out there and who are really successful in what they do, and just naturally, I think it's a natural thing just to compare and be like, oh, well, mine might not be good enough, or I'm not the same. But I don't know. I think I've changed since then. I'm proud of what I do. And I more look up to the other people who are also creating the same thing.
Yeah. Do you feel like because I think that idea of like comparing ourselves, especially to like super successful people, do you feel like the people you look up to or look towards, has that changed? Like it's your peers now, or?
So my first inspiration for wildlife art was Robert Bateman. Like his work is fantastic, and it's wildlife paintings that are in their natural habitat, which I love. But so I looked up to his art, but now as I've grown, I've looked up to a lot of artists that help and like teach and are showing how they do their art and giving advice to other artists. So I've tried their techniques to see if it's worked with mine, and it's just more of I appreciate more of what they do and how I can incorporate it more than compare. You know, now I'm like, oh, I want to be like you, or, you know, like it's more of an encouraging aspect as opposed to I'm not good enough.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's really beautiful and yeah, very important maybe for somebody out there to hear. So
yeah,
that's awesome. And yeah, you know, you kind of started your artistic practice again, doing pet portraits, and I guess I'm just curious, at what point did that shift happen where you're like started taking it more seriously, I guess?
That shift happened when I wanted to start doing my own stuff and like things that like doing pet portraits. I love doing that for people. I love making them smile. I love making them feel good. But like my passion was to do come across a photo that I felt connected to that animal, and I would learn about that animal and want to paint that animal. So it was more, it became more of a personal passion and doing what I want to do.
That's awesome. Yeah, that kind of shift towards, because I'm also I see that parallel maybe with like in youth and being in school, like starting by doing your own thing in school, then being told what to do.
Yeah.
And it's like willingly doing pet portraits because it brings you joy, but then that shift back towards doing what you wanted to do. I think that's really cool. Yeah. Nice. And how long did that take to kind of get further into that, doing your own projects?
I'd say I did a couple years of just doing the pets, and then I started doing my own stuff, and people started liking that stuff and wanting to buy that stuff, which was pretty exciting, which then also was like, oh, maybe I can do my own stuff, and you know.
Yeah, and I guess I do want to hear about like maybe your first piece that you sold and what that felt like. Do you remember?
My very first piece that I sold was kind of funny. It was in school.
Oh, okay.
And it was like a cow, but from like an ant's perspective.
Oh.
So it was like really big legs, and everything got smaller as it looked up higher, and somebody bought it for their nursery.
Oh, wow. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that was the first piece I sold.
Okay, and what did that feel like? And especially at that time in school, you mentioned.
It was kind of like surprising. It was like, okay, you can just have it, but I can't even remember what they gave me. Like I was a kid, so it was the fact that they wanted to give me something for it. But yeah, it was pretty cool. But I think even with pets, like the most surreal one was when I was approached from a client who lived in Pennsylvania and wanting me to do a triple cat portrait. And I was like, is this like a scam? Is this like a real thing? Like, is this a real person? And he's gotten a couple pieces from me. Yeah, so it's kind of neat to know that my art has traveled. That's as far as it's traveled. So
sure.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What did that feel like? And like sending you the work, like
the sending was kind of scary. Like I was so scared that it wasn't going to show up because it was a pastel, so very delicate. So I had to package it up really good. But it was kind of an affirmation, really, that somebody like really loved my work, that they wanted it from another, not province, another country. That they wanted it on their wall. So like I can't speak enough of the fact that people want my art on their walls, like how good that makes me feel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And kind of diving back into starting your own kind of projects and pursuing those
Yeah.
more. You mentioned like seeing a photograph, and I'd just be curious about, yeah, like your inspiration for your work. Like, is it always from photographs? Or?
Yeah, it actually is, because where I'm a realism, I can't just pull it out of my head and just like, I can do backgrounds like that, I can kind of pull out, but to actually get the detail, I need to see it. I can't just wing it.
For sure.
But I connect with photographers. I reach out to photographers to use their photos as a reference, and like, I don't know, I just connect with certain photos and I just want to recreate that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And again, it kind of harkens back to when you first started doing Disney, like you have that photo, that reference.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I love all the parallels going on there. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to pivot slightly here for a second and just talk about, like Fort McMurray specifically. And there is lots of nature around here.
Yes.
And
our back door is landscape and animals and bears, like everywhere. Like, we are very lucky to live where we are. There's so much inspiration here in this town. And obviously you guys have been here for a few days, so you've driven through Fort McMurray. There's murals on windows and walls, and I find that businesses are being more welcoming into having art within their establishments and wanting to showcase it. So it's actually amazing here.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. And maybe let's go down that road of just what would be, because I know some of your work has been at places.
Yeah.
What was maybe the first one that comes to mind?
The first one was definitely when I submitted for the airport digital exhibit. So it was the very first time submitting to something to have my art somewhere and being accepted, which was kind of crazy. Like, that's a pretty big deal. That was a pretty big deal for me.
Yeah, tell me about that then. What was big about it?
Just the fact that it was the first time I actually put my face out there, not just pets, like my actual work. It was the first series I did. So it was the first collection, and I chose the collection because, well, it's wildlife. I would love to see these animals in the wild in Africa. It's definitely a bucket list for me to do that. Yeah, and just it was a lot. Like, even like the public speaking, I had to do a speech on opening night, which was petrifying. I don't even actually remember what I said. I pretty much blacked out the whole time. But it was pretty big. Like, it was a pretty big confidence booster to do that, and just the community was just so welcoming for that. Yeah.
Nice. And yeah, so that was in 2025, I believe, right?
Yeah, in April.
Yeah, and so between that and when you first came back to your practice, and selling your first commission, what would have happened in between those things? It was like selling your first commission and that showcase. What happened in between there? Were you just developing your craft?
I was, and I actually tried something else. Like, I did a collection, a Galaxy collection, which was not my normal. It was my attempt at going outside the lines and doing more of a looser abstract style, which was actually really uncomfortable, but kind of like a little milestone for me that I actually tried something different. But it was fun. It definitely was fun to try something different, but it's not my brain doesn't work in loose form at all. It's very
what else can you tell me about that process of going into a medium, maybe not a medium, but just something that you're not maybe confident attacking, like what did that mean to you to do that? And
it felt good to try to do it, and it wasn't for anybody. It was just for me to just try something different and see if, hey, maybe I'll really like doing this. And you don't really know until you try a different form, right? So yeah, it was just kind of like going from pastels with pets into acrylics. It was just trying something new. Acrylic stuck, the loose abstract did it not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then tell me about that transition into acrylics. What's that like using a different sort of tool?
The process is the same with the layering. I like it because it's fast drying, so like I can complete it rather than oils are really fun to work in, but slow. Very slow process. You got to wait for every different colors dry differently, but acrylics you can just throw it on and it dries really fast. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt when you want to blend and it's already dried, but
Sure.
yeah.
Interesting. And yeah, back to the kind of like abstract-esque work that you were doing. Were you able to share those pieces?
I sold them actually.
Okay.
So it was well received. People really liked them. So
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of cool that I tried something and people liked it. But yeah.
And do you feel like you still get as much like validation from that now as you did, or is it more now?
For my art in general?
Yeah,
or...
being well received.
Yeah.
Or you, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like just as good.
Yeah.
Just as good a feeling.
Yeah.
Nice. I also know that on your website you have very clearly that you donate a portion of your sales each year to wildlife conservation.
Yeah.
Tell me about your decision to do that. Where does that come from?
It's kind of a really easy decision for me to do that because obviously I have a really deep respect for wildlife, and when I'm choosing an animal to paint, I'm learning about that animal also, and in learning about that animal, there's just so many that I've learned are vulnerable to extinction, and it's quite sad actually. So with my art, I like to use it as a voice for the wildlife, and if I can show somebody the beauty of that animal and it makes them want to appreciate that animal, even better if it brings on a curiosity for them to learn about the animal, because most of us see these animals in a zoo, on TV. Like, when do we actually see one in real life, like a tiger, right? Like, we don't see that walking around every day, but it does. And it's like a walking piece of art in itself. And I feel like it should be respected and preserved for the next generation.
And is that something you hope to achieve? Like,
it's my small way of trying to contribute into the protection of them.
And I think there's a beautiful sentiment in there that I'm picking up of just like maybe being a part of something bigger than yourself and doing your part and trying, like you said.
And they deserve to be just as much walking around free as we do. And a lot of the reason why they're not is because of humans. So
that's really beautiful. And so what would have happened, like, where are you at now in your journey? So you had your exhibit at the airport. What would have been the next sort of milestone or experience after that?
I guess was the international magazine that I was featured in. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was a scam. Like, I came across them on the internet, and I submitted some pieces to them, and they told me I was accepted, and it was the first time that it was a juried selection, so I actually got like a marking on my artwork and a scorecard of how it was marked, which was actually kind of interesting to see what their comments were and stuff. Still didn't believe it. Answered the interview questions for the magazine. I still didn't believe it. I literally didn't believe it till I had the magazine in my hand, and then I was like, oh, it wasn't a scam.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that was kind of cool. Like, my first international feature was, I guess, the next big milestone.
And your first magazine?
And my first magazine that was printed in, like,
that's awesome. And tell me about that process of just like receiving feedback on your work, because has that ever happened before?
Not really, no. Not like where they actually spoke about my art and an actual scorecard on the art. So it's kind of neat to hear what people feel or hear what they think about the art piece. So
that's awesome.
Which is always not such a good thing, right? Because you don't always get good feedback, but that time it was a good feedback.
Nice. Right on. And yeah, so that kind of brings us up to present day. Is there anything else that you could add before?
No, just my new collection, which is the biggest pieces of canvas that I've been working on. So they're almost as big as me.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, they are bigger. I don't know. Pretty close.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah. And like, what would you say, or maybe, some of your goals or milestones that you hope to achieve in the future, whenever that might be?
I think my goal is more commissions, but like more commissions wildlife based. Like, or hey, I really like this animal. Can you do something with it? And then I just do it, right? Like not off of their photo, but something that I am creating. And I'm finding that as I'm growing, I'm not relying on a reference as much. It's more of get the proportions right and then just kind of winging it as I go.
Yeah, that sounds like a really special place to be in, where you're kind of moving away from like the references a little bit.
Like I obviously will always need them because to draw something realistic, you kind of just need to see it, right? But like to trust myself to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to draw fur, but not be like reference photo, back and forth, but just kind of just feeling it and just going with it.
Yeah, I think that's a really beautiful place to be. Are there any other like magazines or features or collaborations that come to mind that you might really want to dig into in the future? Or have you not given it much thought?
I haven't really given it much thought, but I am more open to try to submit my art into things now and not be, even within the community when they're putting on like submit your art for something. I'm not so scared to do it now. Like I'm way more willing to try and see, because you never know.
Yeah. And what do you think has contributed to that confidence? Again, just for somebody watching, I'm like, how do you build that confidence or get to that place where you're like, yeah, no, I could submit for this?
It's just doing it.
Yeah.
It's just doing it. And like, if you're lucky like I am and just having the support and like just believing when people are saying, hey, you're good enough for that, just to do it, just to try, even if it's scary. And after you do the first time, it's much more easier to do the second time. Even if you hear no's, it's part of it, right?
Right, yeah. So rejection's part of it.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it just wasn't right at that time.
And get the first one out the way.
Yeah.
And I also really appreciate what you say there about like believe when people tell you that there's value in what you're doing. I think that's really important.
Because it's really hard to believe in yourself sometimes. And I don't think, just believe people when they tell you because they're not lying.
I think that's beautiful sentiment. Yeah. Another question that I really love to ask people is just like, what's a non-arts related skill that you might have had to develop either intentionally or just kind of came up that you had to?
Definitely for this is the tech. Like I created my website myself. That was hard and not easy. It wasn't something that takes like 10 minutes. It was something that really hurt my brain. But like I did it, and now I've gone into doing like time lapses, so like showing like an hour and a half of me building something and then condensing that into like a 15-second watch video has been really received, and people really like seeing that. And so that's new, trying to do that and trying to remember to set it up.
Right.
Because everything takes way longer when you're doing that rather than just sitting down with a paintbrush. But it's kind of, even people saying that they like seeing it, it's kind of neat for me to actually see the process of what I'm doing, because as self-taught, a lot of it is just winging it. And like I can, like when I finish this Wednesday, I'm like, oh, I can't believe I just did that. Somebody says, how do you do that? I don't know. I just kind of just did it. So I learn as I go.
Yeah. And I appreciate that sentiment of like, it sounds like kind of like observing yourself and your process and just like maybe reflection. Like, does that play a role in your practice at all? Just that idea of reflecting and seeing a work as it's developing?
Yeah, because I can see the progression of my quality getting better from this one to hopefully that one. Like it just seems to, I'm taking something from every painting I'm doing and getting better at doing it.
That's awesome.
So I learn and then continue on to the next one and learn something with that one. And yeah.
That's awesome. Another thing I'm also curious about is we're in your home studio. Thank you for inviting us in, by the way. And I'm just curious, like, has this been a part of your practice from the beginning, or what was the journey like to having this space?
This room actually started as my son's room.
Okay.
So then he moved out and offered it to our daughter, who did not want it. So I kind of claimed it for my own.
Yeah.
So it was my own little sanctuary. Kind of lock the door, and I just kind of get lost in here. Yeah.
And where did you create before having this room?
Where did I create before? Just upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just because everything was small, so I just needed little desks. But as I've gotten bigger, I need bigger space. So even this one I'm outgrowing.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you can kind of grow with your spaces maybe over time. We'll see what the next space looks like. Yeah. Awesome. I guess my last question for you would just be along the lines of, like, how do you feel creativity or art in general has, like, influenced or changed your everyday life?
I just see it everywhere. Everywhere I look, I see stuff. And, like, even, like, when you're looking at a field of grass, like, you see green. I see every shade of green. And I'm thinking, oh, what colors can I mix to make that green? Like, it's just how I see everything. And now that I'm doing it more, I just see it more.
I think that's really beautiful sentiment to end off on. Yeah, I just love that idea of, like, side by side walking in the field, but you're thinking of, like, what colors
everything.
Can I mix?
Like that's how I see everything.
And it doesn't get tiring at all.
No, sometimes it makes it so I can't focus on things because I can't hear what somebody's saying. I'm just focused on the blue in their hair, or I just see it. That's just what I see.
That's beautiful. Nice. Well, thank you so much for this insight. It's been wonderful kind of getting to know more about your journey.
Thank you for wanting to sit down and have a chat.
Of course.
It was a great experience.
Nice. Awesome. We've got one more segment left, but yeah, this has been Tell Us Story Hives on location in Fort McMurray. I'm Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host,
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is
Lisa.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Tell a Story. I'm on location here in Fort McMurray. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host,
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. And this is
Lisa.
Yeah, so Lisa, I really enjoyed your segment with Daniel, learning about your artistic journey.
Thank you.
Yeah, and looking around these pieces, I just wanted to add questions I wanted to ask, but now is my chance to ask about some of the pieces. We can talk about the stories behind them, maybe some of the technique, and yeah, learn a bit more about your practice. And this is what we call the showcase. And so we just really enjoy showing people's art, and especially you being a visual artist. It's great to show those things.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it'd be great. It'd be a good conversation. Yeah, so I guess we can start with, you were saying that your first piece was Twin Flight. That we have in the
Oh yeah,
images.
It's my first in my Canadian series.
Okay.
That I just started.
Oh,
yes.
You just started. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was the first.
no.
Oh, we went backwards. It's fine. We'll talk about it anyways.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
The African series would be when the
Okay.
first series that I started.
Well, I guess we'll start with the goose one because I misunderstood. But why don't you just tell me about Twin Flight?
Well, it was just one that I tried. I'm like, I haven't done any Canadian animals, and I figured why not do a Canadian series? So I just connected with the photo of how they were flying together and just grazing the water, and yeah.
What made you decide to start with the geese?
It actually was a thought for a submission for like an art thing. Just I needed something for their theme. So that's how it actually started. I'm like, well, I might as well try to submit for this with this theme, but also use it as a start to a new series of Canadian animals, which we have so many, and I haven't actually done very many Canadian animals. So yeah.
Yeah. And I guess, of course, we're starting with that one at the newest one, but it's very small in size. We can't really tell from this photo, but it's only like this big, right?
Yeah, it's an 11 by 14 because, well, I had a time in which I had to have this piece done, and I thought it would be a breath of fresh air going from such a big canvas to being able to sneak in some of these small ones.
Okay. And what was that? Yeah, what was that like to paint a much smaller?
I thought it was going to be easier.
Yeah.
Because it was smaller, but trying to get the detail into smaller is actually harder.
So you thought it would take less time, but maybe it took.
It did take
more
less time as
yeah.
a big one, but it definitely is just as difficult. The difficulty is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And do you remember like where you saw this photo?
Oh man, where did I see it? No, I think I got that one off of a free website that is for artists to use for their images, and yeah, I just picked it off of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it was this that made me want to do it. It was just the grazing of the water that I connected with.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just peaceful.
Yeah. And how was that, like drawing that part of it?
It was my favorite part. Yeah, just getting that little splash.
Okay,
Yeah.
Great. And do you have other Canadian animals planned for that?
Yes, I have. Well, the next up is a fox, and I have a lynx. I have an elk. I have like so many. Like that one could be endless, really, that series, because we have so many. So it's really just going and researching the animals, and if I find one that I connect with is the one that's going to be done. So I have a few. I have cougar. I'm really excited about a cougar. So I'm going to do a small one, but I found a reference that it has to be a big canvas for it. It's just, I can't wait to get to that one.
Just because it has a lot going on?
It's just a cougar on top of like a cliff, a snowy cliff. And it just feels, because their tails are so long, it just needs to be a long, big canvas. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said you like often will learn things about the animals that you're painting.
Yes.
Although you haven't painted that cougar yet.
Yes, so
have
I
you learned
will
anything
be.
about it?
I haven't yet,
Okay.
but I do know that. Well, growing up in BC, they were around, so we always had to go in school if one was outside in the field house, or you do need to look up when you're walking through the fields or the forest, because they jump down. They don't really chase. They come from above. So I do know that.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. And do you feel like that, because I know in your interview with Daniel, you talked about how you're referencing a lot of photos,
Yeah.
especially with these African animals.
Yeah.
you think you might do more of like going to see the animals in person if they're in Canada? Or
I
Alberta?
would love to be able to do, like, I don't know if they, I think you can. Like, you can go to Churchill and you can go see the polar bears. And I definitely would love to experience these in the wild and see. I've seen a lot in BC, but it's not something that you're like, oh, I got my camera. I can just go take a picture as I'm driving, right? So
Be more intentional.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Which is what I really admire about photographers and wildlife photographers, because they sit out in the wild and it's not something that happens in a blink of an eye. They're out there for hours and hours and hours waiting for that shot. So, which I love to create. So.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can move. I guess we're moving backwards now in the timeline to the kind of like my understanding, like is if we move back before that was kind of an abstract phase you were going through. There was a few pieces there.
Yeah.
So maybe let's talk about Boundless first. There's like a horse and there's like galaxy behind the horse. It's very different from the other pieces. Tell me about the story behind Boundless.
It was just where I just had done a series of highly realistic. I just wanted to try something that was faster and try something that just wasn't so brain working. Like, it's a lot to do realistic stuff. So I just thought, oh, I'll just try and do colorful and like try and do abstract and see if I can do it. And it was really fun to do, and it was looser, still a little realism in it, but the galaxy part was supposed to be a very loose part of it.
Yeah, and what ended up happening with that piece? Did you sell it?
I did sell it, yeah. Like that whole, well, all three of them sold, but there was a fourth one that I actually did an auction for, and then I donated the proceeds to that to Wild North, who is a wildlife rehab outside of Edmonton. Yeah.
What sort of work do they do?
They help injured animals that are within Alberta. And they work with injured and release. They like to release if they can also. So
cool. Nice. Yeah. That sounds meaningful. Yeah. Nice. I think within that same series, I'm pretty sure there's Transcend. There's a whale.
Yeah,
a little backflip thing.
Coming out.
Yeah. Tell me about that piece.
I had to do a whale. I love whales. I love the ocean. Love whales. So it just seemed right to do something that was coming out of what looked like water, but kind of like a space. More spacious, but yeah, no, it's I love that one.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
That one was fun to do. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, and then I think going back, we'll go to our kind of that very realistic, the ones we're seeing behind us, these very large pieces with lots of detail around the kind of an African animal theme. So I'd love to talk about a few of these and learn about them. There's one has zebras in it, and you'll have to remind me of the name because my notes are a little bit fuzzy here. What's the
Concealed Unity.
Yeah, tell me about Concealed Unity.
Well, it was one that really captured I wanted to do it just for the simple fact that there were so many zebras. It is the one piece that was hardest on my head because of the stripes. So it was really easy to get lost. So that one took me probably the longest because it was so easy to get lost in it. But it was the one I feel most proud of because of how difficult it was. But it was just, I don't know, I just love how they're all together and they work as a team that way, all together. As a unity, you know, like they're together, but you can't really tell who's who, and that's how they live in the wild to protect themselves.
Oh, cool, yeah. And so would you have you're working off of a photo with that one?
Yes, right? I was working on a photo.
Yeah. And so how did you kind of navigate that, like drawing all those zebra lines?
It was kind of a learning in process because I was initially going to do all the black stripes and then go on. So I did a couple of them in black, and then I was like, oh, I can't do this. Like, I'm going to lose what zebra is which in here. So I ended up having to do one at a time, which is, it was learning as I went.
Yeah. It works. It looks great. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. But it definitely, I had to do one at a time. I learned rake fast that I'm like, oh, this one zebra looks like one big zebra, but it was actually like 3 zebras.
Right. They're all concealed. But yeah, it's interesting. You kind of didn't know that going into it.
No.
Yeah. I think let's talk about, because this one's just right behind us. We got to talk about this one. It's just been sitting here the whole time. And that one, what is the name of this one again?
Heart of the Jungle.
Heart of the Jungle. There we go. Yeah. And tell me about this piece.
So that is the first one in my big cat series. And I started with the tiger because it's my favorite animal. I just love tigers. I feel like they are themselves a walking piece of art in the wild. And it was a learning curve also. Like I did this part, I don't know how many times. I think I might have painted over it like 3 times because I was like, oh, I didn't like it. So no, that not right. And erased it again. Well, not erased, but painted over and had to do it over. But I love it.
Yeah, no, it's lovely, very striking. Yeah, and these are very large pieces, obviously. Like, was that the first like big, large piece you did?
This is this is the biggest canvas I've done, and it was intentional because these cats are big in the wild, and they are big, like you can't just walk by them in a wild, like they're just striking. So I felt that in order to do them justice, I had to do big. So they were like in your face, and wow, you can't just walk by them and ignore them. They're just there. Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah. What was that like to paint a canvas so big?
Initially I thought it was going to be easier because it was so big, so I didn't have to do such fine detail, but ha me. Yeah, no, it was hard to do, and very many layers. Like it took a lot of layers. The initial first layers was easy. It was just building up of the layers that took way more time.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like some of these have some background, and this is just the entire face.
Yeah.
And so where would you have started with the first layer?
This just with the back color, so it would have just been like the under layers.
Okay.
So it was easy. I just did all the black, and then I did like just an underpainting of like everything else. So that one was easy to do. Just the layers was easy.
Took more time.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it's very striking. I love it. And also another tiger, I believe, is the predator's poise, which is behind you.
Oh, the snow leopard.
Snow leopard, yes.
Yeah.
It's like a tiger. No, it's a
no,
leopard.
it's not a tiger.
Yeah. I'm making some of these animals wrong.
Doesn't even live in the same spot.
Tell me about predator's poise.
Well, it is a snow leopard, and it's just an amazing cat, and I felt needs to be showcased. It's Ghost of the Mountain is what its nickname is, because you don't really see them because of where they live.
So
Sneaky, yeah.
Okay, so that's not part of the African series. That was
it's not, no, the
North
African,
American.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Yeah.
Okay, it's a cat. I got that part right.
You did get a cat.
Yeah.
And it's a cat that doesn't roar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it does. It chuffs. It doesn't roar. It can't roar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably being silent, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was again similar, about the same size piece.
Yep, they're all going to be the same height.
Okay.
Yeah. That's 4 feet.
So just kind of like a standard certain size you get of a canvas?
No. It was just, I ended up going to the art store and was like, let me just get this big canvas. And then I'm like, well, I started with one and was like, they all have to be that big. I can't, they can't not be small. So, yeah.
Did that kind of change now that you had done bigger ones?
I like doing big.
Yeah,
I do. I really do enjoy the big canvases. I just find they're just more impactful, which is kind of what I'm going for with wanting somebody to stop and look at my art, which is kind of fun to watch when people see these in person, how close they want to get to it. And they're like, I just feel like I can touch it. Like I'm going to feel what that animal feels like, which is the biggest compliment really for what I do.
Yeah, that's great. I have a small logistical question that just came to mind. Like with such a big piece, like if you ever were to like sell this to someone somewhere, you had to ship it. Have you ever had to do that?
Not yet. I haven't shipped a big canvas yet. Like when I shipped that pastel one, it's pastel paper is very thin, so it was easy to sandwich it in and protect it. And I'm not quite sure. I would have to.
Like logistically tricky.
Yeah, I would have to get the right boxes and the right packaging. I've packaged and shipped off canvases, just not this size. TV boxes probably. I would probably try and get TV boxes.
A challenge for the future, hopefully. Ooh, let's go into another image. This one's called Painted Sunset. I'm not going to say the animal's name because I'll probably get it wrong. So tell me about Painted Sunset.
Well, what kind of animal do you think it is?
It looked like a hyena to me. He's hanging out by a tree, probably looking to have a nap. That's what I thought, but it's not a hyena.
It's not a hyena, which is why I really love doing wildlife, because you don't know what it is. It's an African wild dog. So So it's not a hyena, and that's what I want people to learn from my stuff. So it was just an African wild dog, which has the coolest coat, which I even really didn't really know. I thought it was kind of a hyena family, but no, it's a really cool wild dog, and they're very, very smart animals also.
Cool. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I had no idea.
And that's what I love when people like, oh, what kind of animal is that? Is that a part of a tiger? Nope, it's not. It is this animal, and you've never heard of it. So hopefully maybe you want to learn about it.
Care about it more, and like you protect it through those organizations.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. I think that is all the time we have for our showcase. Yeah, it's been really great to see your work, the details, talk about it, and learn about it. So thanks so much for the conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so this has been Tell a Story Hive on location here in Fort McMurray. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host,
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. And this has been
Lisa.
Yeah, all right. Thanks so much for watching.